time. Mercury, no trolling today, please. Okay. So yes, we're live. Take two. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. In this video, I'm going to be talking about Leo. Praise Leo. So we'll be talking about the new moon in Leo. We'll be talking about Mercury in retrograde in Leo and what the opposition of each means. And also, it's good to be aware that we have the moon in Leo and we have the sun in Leo. So there is that balance there, and there is the different poles there. So some of you may have seen me online yesterday. I did this live yesterday, but however, Mercury in retrograde was trolling with me and the microphone somehow managed to be turned off. So there was no sound in yesterday's video. So here I'm going to quickly whiz through the reading that I did yesterday and show you what cards explain it to you, just so you know that I'm not able to see your comments if you do comment on this live stream, but I will. If you would like to, if you have any burning questions, please write them in the comment after the live stream and I will be sure to get back to you. Or if you prefer, you could just leave your comment. I will watch this live stream back and I will try my best to reply. Thank you. So the most important thing that I wanted, one of the most important things about this video, I did write a couple of things down yesterday. So new possibilities. This is what this video is all about. So we have new moon in Leo. The new moon is a perfect time for bringing in new energies, planting new seeds for growth. So with it being the new moon being in Leo as well, there's extra creative energy there. So Leo is a very fiery sign. A lot of people can't handle Leos just because we're quite full on in some ways. Maybe not everyone, because there are other signs which may influence a person. Like myself, I wouldn't say I myself as a person is a very full on. I'm not really in people's face, so to speak. However, saying that, I don't dumb myself down, or I don't, like, if there's a party or something, or if I'm going to meet someone for the first time, I'm not just going to not wear my mega gemstones and my jewelry that I love, because that's part of who I am. So that is kind of part of who Leos are. So Leos are not one for kind of fitting themselves into a smaller box to please other people. So in Leo season, we have a lot of this grandeur and this kind of way of thinking and this confidence building as well. So there may be a lot of people who may not be very confident in putting themselves out there. But you do need to get out there, people, because Leo is here to pave the way for a bit more exhibitionism, or if that's the right word, or just a bit more confident, for you to exhibit more confidence. This is what we need at this time, and you can plant these seeds to kind of progress along your path. This is such a powerful time. The new moon was yesterday, but you can still set your intentions today. There's no time limit on them. When you set your intentions and your goals that you want to manifest on the new moon, you then work with them up until the full moon. And as the moon waxes and grows bigger and bolder and stronger, then so does your goals come to fruition. So this is one of the main things that I wanted to let you all know about. yesterday, and it's what I'm letting you know about now, seeing as yesterday a lot of you could not hear me. Well, all of you could not hear me because for some reason the video was on mute. But Mercury in retrograde will play its wicked tricks on us all. So just to let you know, I'll mention a little bit about Mercury in retrograde, because if you've not heard the term before, some of y'all might be thinking, what the heck is he going on about? So Mercury in retrograde, Mercury is the planet of communication, and it is also the planet of which represents technology, so communicating clearly, technological advances. So this is the time when communications are disrupted greatly when Mercury is in retrograde. So you may find that it's more difficult to express yourself. You may find that you're not saying the correct things. You may be saying stuff that's causing arguments. Excuse me. There may be a lot of negativity and a lot of misunderstanding that it was trending. That literally the Starlink. So the Starlink is one of the most expensive satellite systems which surrounds the planet, and that system that there is great issues which have been discovered recently. I don't know the ins and outs of it, but literally the most expensive satellite system in the world is malfunctioning now in Mercury in retrograde. So I'm not making this shit up, y'all. It's real. Mercury in retrograde, it does make technology go awry. Stuff does go wrong if you're not prepared for it. So also, if you watch to the end of the video, I'm going to point you in the right direction for some crystals which will help you to navigate through Mercury in retrograde a little easier, and to assimilate and integrate the energies more easily. Okay. So yeah, I think I got that. So yeah, before I'm going to show you the first card that we got yesterday. So I'm just going to double check and look at the camera before I do progress further, because I don't want no more tricks from Mercury. Thank you. So just bear with me one moment. Yay, we are live, and I hope you can all hear me. Gosh, it better not happen again. All right, so the first card that I pulled yesterday was one of the numerology guidance cards. So the card is number 22. So 22 in a reading is to do with, so if you look at the number 2, you have 2 is all about connection and duality. And when you look at 22, it's kind of like that is kind of emphasized in a way. So, so for me, also here, there is a message which goes with the card. It tells us that Spirit's emphasis for presenting this card to us is that there is an emphasis on great leadership, it says. So this is Spirit's way of telling us, yes, we are in Leo season, make the most of these Leo vibes, Leo energies, and step up to the plate, step up to leadership. There's a lot of us out there, especially if you're watching this, I believe you are most likely one of those people who have great leadership potential, and it's just you're just waiting for an opportunity to make the most of that potential rather. So there's a lot of great leadership, and with the array of Leo vibes which are around us all, with the new moon that we had yesterday, and we're literally in Leo season, so there's Leo all around, Leo in the Mercury in retrograde, so that will have its special effects in Mercury in retrograde. So if you think of like a Leo as someone who wants to be seen, they want to be heard, they want to take command of the stage, all of this. So Mercury in retrograde, that would kind of wanted to say something, but I probably won't say it in those particular words. But it will rain on a Leo's parade. Mercury in retrograde will rain on a Leo's parade. I wasn't going to put it so nicely, but hey, we're on YouTube, so let's keep it clean and without swearing. So Mercury in retrograde will literally rain on a Leo's parade because Leo wants to take stage. So Leo wants to be in front of the cameras. They want to be on stage. They want everyone looking at them. When I say this, I don't necessarily mean every Leo is like this, because obviously, like I mentioned earlier, there's other star signs which are all in the mix. So we all have a birth chart where there's different planets, and the different planets, there is a mix of them. Each person is unique. So when I'm talking about Leos, I'm talking about the sun sign Leos, because we're in Leo season now. But there is a wide mixture of different planets and influences which make up a person. But just for the emphasis, or just for the purpose of this video, I'm talking about Leo just in the star sign or the sun sign. So a lot of Leos are given bad rep because they like to be center of attention. A lot of people say that Leos believe that the sun or the world revolves around them, just like the sun is the center of the solar system. So, but the most important thing here was that Leos, they're very confident people. They have lots of courage. They're very strong, and they have great leadership skills. So all of these personality traits, they're going to be kind of within the energy of this season and these nearby portals. So we just had the new moon portal, and we're coming up to the Lionsgate portal, which I'm super excited about. And we have the Sirius portal, 7-7 portal. So there's left, right, and center. There's portal, this, that, and the other. Just so much cosmic and galactic energy all around us. So it's very exciting. Lots of downloads, upgrades, and activations for us all. So that was the first card that I pulled yesterday. Okay, so I'm just going to take a quick look. Yeah, so I believe I mentioned most of that. So yeah, another note that I did write down yesterday, that is, we may feel just like a lion. Lions, they're very protective of their own, so that they're very protective of their pack and their children, and especially the female lions as well, the lionesses. They literally do the most of the fighting, to be fair, and they do the most of the hunting, and they really are so damn fierce. So just like the lions, this Leo energy is it's going to be kind of flowing through us and kind of hitting us in a different way than we're usually used to. So you may find it that you suddenly become quite overprotective and more protective and nurturing than you usually are, especially with friends and family. So that is something to be aware of. And interestingly enough, the next card which I pulled was this card. So this is from the Angel Tarot. So the card is the Eight of Swords. It's interesting we're talking about eights because we're just talking about the Lionsgate as well. But this card, the Eight of Swords, it's ruled by the angel Mebahel. So this name translates to God, Protector, and Savior. So it's interesting, we were just talking about protection and protecting others. So the message written on the card, it says truth and justice, protection from enemies who would steal one's fortune. But Leo is not having none of this, because obviously Leo is very protective, and that protection is kind of flowing through you. So you're kind of working through Leo to protect others. And the next card which I pulled was the Golden Solar Dragon. So the golden solar dragon, so that's interesting because the dragon which came through from spirit is the golden solar dragon. And interestingly enough, there's the word there in it. So there's golden. Gold is represented by Leo, and the sun and solar energies, they are connected with Leo. So this is again referring to the Leo energy, which is all around us, and we can't really escape it right at this moment in time because everything's about Leo. There's so much Leo energy around, like I've been mentioning. So the message from this card, it says, the golden solar dragon helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed and light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. So again, that was echoing the message from the other card, where the numerology card, where it's talking about great leadership. So again, that is another message from Spirit telling us to step into our leadership roles and to kind of ease into those natural skills that we have as a leader. Because if you put a group of people together, it naturally happens. Like there's people who follow and there's people who lead. So if you're within a group of people, one person will naturally kind of take the lead, or the others may look to another person for guidance and for leadership. So it naturally happens. So the next card which I pulled was the Six of Pentacles. So Pentacles in a reading is often to do with prosperity, money matters, that kind of thing. So the angel on this card says Aladaya. So this angel name translates to the favorable God. So this sounds like it's it's a good message, to be fair, but the inscription on the card, it says divine grace. So this angel represents divine grace, cures rage and pestilence, and absolves the guilty. So I'm not sure who needs to hear that and who that's exactly relevant to. But divine grace, I'm definitely tuning to that part particularly. Like gracefulness, I'm always talking about gracefulness because it's such an important thing. So grace, when we talk about grace, we're talking about treating someone well. So treating other people well. Excuse the motorbikes driving past. But when we're talking about grace, it means treating people well and being kind and looking after others and nurturing and caring for others despite how well those other people are taking care of you. So it's not giving to receive. When you're being graceful, you're giving and nurturing regardless of anything else from the other person. So the other person has literally nothing to do with it. You're just being a good person. So that is what gracefulness is. Okay. And the next card which we pulled after that was the Black Dragon from Saturn. So my first thoughts with this card was, again, Spirit is highlighting the need for protection. But however, the message on the card, it's kind of a little more subtle than just painting it as protection. It says, the Black Dragon from Saturn brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. So this dragon is telling you to concentrate, focus on your ultimate vision, congratulate yourself, you have passed the test. Okay. So there's an emphasis here. So I think this is Spirit's way of reminding us, because everybody starts somewhere, and I think this is Spirit giving you clarification that yes, you will pass the test. Yes, you will get to where you need to be, but you do need to start. So a lot of us A lot of us, especially when it comes to creativity, a lot of us sometimes we think too much about things. We think too deeply about things, and we're our own worst critic when it comes to anything that's artistic and creative. And a lot of the time, each and every one of us will say, I'm good at such and such and such, so I only do this. But we all have natural gifts, and we all, not everyone's going to be good at everything, but just because you're not amazing at something doesn't mean that you should never do it. So basically, spirit is telling you, if you have, if there's something that you like doing, and even if you're not amazing at doing it, even if you're not, if you don't see yourself as good at doing this, and you wouldn't say that that's your best skill, spirit is telling you that if it's something that you like, then you should still be practicing it. You should still engage in that creative activity, because you just never know that it may not be your strength now, it may be not your best skill now, but the more that you practice, you never know who, it may never become your favorite skill or your favorite creative outlet, but the impact of that skill may really change someone else's life, and you may have not have planned for it, but it may just happen. So this is spirit's way of telling us that we, each and every one of us, have these individual gifts for different creative outlets and whatever else. We have these gifts, and basically we should be using them, and we should work. What did I write down earlier? So I wrote, your creativity is a gift to the world. Okay, so that gift, that which you may avoid sometimes, give it a go, give it a shot. Like, everybody has to start somewhere. Okay, so this is, and like spirit is saying you've literally passed the test. So if you look at things, if you're not looking at things in a linear timeline, or literally, I believe these kind of skills which crop up, I believe even if you're not a master in it here in this lifetime, in this timeline, I believe there may have been a past life. When I say past life, I just mean another timeline. So there may be another timeline where you are a master in it. And this shows you that it's not a skill that's beyond you. You can pick up that skill, you can relearn that skill, that you're a master in another timeline. So this is what spirit wants you to know. So that was that card. So the next card we had after that was number 4 from the numerology cards, strength and stability. So again, that is highlighting some of the other messages we had from the dragons. So this is telling how the energy that around us, the energy is kind of it's strong energies which will help fortify us and help us to feel more strong and confident in ourselves. Okay, so let me take a quick look at the book. So also, let's take a look at the numerology behind the number 4. So it says 4 is an earthy and stable number. It corresponds to the positive qualities of structure, logic, authority, and endurance. It has been pointed out that many of the ancient names meaning deity had 4 letters. The Latin deus or deus, an Egyptian Amun, or as it's known these days, Amen, Sumerian Jabe, and Assyrian Adad being a few examples. That is quite an interesting fact. And the number is linked with the Emperor of the Major Arcana. So yeah, if you look at the Major Arcana in Tarot, it is the Emperor card, interestingly enough. So again, this ties in there. There's tying in again with the leadership qualities and leadership roles of authority. So it says the fours represent the idea of foundation and form, yet this structure can also signify restriction or the realization that our dreams are too wild to come true. Very often, this is a positive realization, prompting a more down to earth approach to our lives. Indeed, without structure, visions and ideas would never materialize. Every piece of music requires an instrument. Artists must grapple with paint and canvas. Inventors must demonstrate how their ideas might work in reality. However, many people find structure and self-discipline which accompanies it very hard to handle. So depending upon the personality, the fours may be seen as strong and constructive or dull and limiting. They are in fact capable of being both. So that's interesting there. So stability as well. So the message from Spirit regarding this card is strength and stability. So I feel like there may be a great outcry for a bit more stability, especially around the period of Mercury in retrograde. So Mercury in retrograde really shakes stuff up and really makes crazy things happen, and then you just kind of want a bit more stability, and you want a bit more certainty, and you just want a bit more calm. So if you listen out for some of the crystal ideas, which I'm going to mention to you very soon, crystals which will help you kind of reconnect with this calm. But that was the next message from Spirit: stability, strength, and stability. And the last card which I pulled yesterday was the Alpha Dragon. So interestingly enough, in the name there's Alpha, and then we've been talking about lions and Leo. So you have an alpha of a pack, someone who takes charge. Again, there's the echoing about leadership and strength and divine masculine. So this card says the Alpha Dragon harnesses the divine masculine power of creation. Destroy the old, visualize your dream, help to manifest a new world. This is what this card is telling you. So as I said here, there's so many new possibilities of things which you can manifest. So you just have to dare to do it. You just have to get yourself out there and start manifesting what you want to see and what you want to be, and just kind of plant the seed. And the more energy you give to that seed, it's just like if you plant an actual seed, the more the energy or water and love you pour towards that thing, that goal or that seed, then the more likely it is to grow and your goals will come to fruition. But the important thing to remember at this time around the new moon, especially in the Leo season when we have all of this Leo energy around, there's so much fiery, creative energy. So make use of it, guys. Don't let it go to waste. That is what I wanted to let you all know. But Mercury was trolling me yesterday, so I didn't manage to physically speak that message out because I was silenced. But I will not be silenced any longer. So let me have a look. So some of the crystals which I think would be very useful for you all with Mercury in retrograde. So I have hematite here. So hematite is a very grounding stone. It's very protective. So that will help ground you, like when stuff has been going a bit crazy, or if you feel like your electronics are playing up, maybe have some of these protective crystals around. So if you can dot some hematite around or some black tourmaline. So these protection crystals, if you carry the hematite, it will ground you, and also it will protect you as well. And black tourmaline is very protective as well. So these both paired, especially you can pair it with a bit of iron pyrite, and the combination of these stones will help with a bit of the help to kind of filter out some of the electromagnetic smog. So just help the electronics not to play up as much. So these are just preventative measures to assist you on the metaphysical planes. So having some of these crystals around will help. Okay, or if it's the other side of Mercury in retrograde that you feel may get you frustrated, then I would suggest carrying some lapis lazuli, some fluorite, especially if you can get some blue fluorite, blue John, I believe that's called, or there's some blue calcite here. There's blue kyanite, which is another good one, but I've not got it right to hand. But blue stones, they're perfect for. Usually have very peaceful energies as well, but they also help you to express yourself. So they assist you with your communication skills. So if you feel like you're having trouble getting your words out properly, if you know that you've got to do some like personal speaking or public speaking, should I say, that's a proper word for it. But if you know you've got to do some public speaking, so carrying some of these gemstones around, blue stones, if you don't have these specific gemstones, these ones do help. But if you have another blue gemstone that I've not mentioned, you can still use that because the colour is important. So blue, that colour connects with the throat chakra here. So if you carry some of these blue crystals or gemstones around, they will help you immensely to express yourself when Mercury is in retrograde. And I'm going to leave that there. So I hope you all heard and saw me this time. I hope there's no more play-ups. Please do check out some of the other videos. There's been a lot of crazy stuff with solar storms as well. So check out my video on solar storms because I feel that may be interesting for you as well. Because solar storms are similar in a way to Mercury retrograde when stuff goes a bit awry and crazy. So yeah, watch that video and check that out and see what the heck's going on with the solar storms. Brightest blessings, namaste.